We're only on year three of the Victor Wembanyama era, and the San Antonio Spurs are already one of the best teams in the NBA. They're 43-17, and they are one of the favorites to win the NBA championship this season. The Spurs are 8-2 versus the top three seeds in each conference so far this season. And to be honest, I wanted to get this video out when they were on their 11-game winning streak, but they lost their most recent game to the New York Knicks. So I guess it's a little late, but it's whatever, right? This team is still one of the best teams in the league, no matter what the case would have been. I mean, as I mentioned, 11-game winning streak prior to their loss versus New York. And they've gotten even better from when they started off the season hot earlier in the year, and people were kind of up and down on whether or not are they a locked playoff team or are they just starting off hot? What's going to happen? Is this what they really are? And it turns out, yes, this is what they really are. And like I said, they've gotten better. Right now, they're currently a top 10 offensive unit in the NBA while being a top 3 defensive team in the league. And they're my favorite, like, non Knicks team to watch in the NBA. Like, favorite league pass team, I guess is the better word. So many young, athletic players on this roster that are, like, so skilled as well. Everyone talks about Wembanyama, which is, deservingly so. The man is one of the top 5, top 6 players in the NBA right now. But there's so many other players on this team that are contributing to what has so far been the best season for the San Antonio Spurs since 2016. First things first, the guard trio of the Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper has been so good this season. And yes, there's been some up and down stretches recently for Fox has been a little up and down recently and that sort of thing. But when they're going, this team, especially that trio, is just so fun to watch. They all bring some similarities. They all touch the paint on the offensive end, and they're all capable defenders, with Castle being one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. They just keep the wheel moving. The athleticism, the defense, everything. They collapse the defense. It's insane to see for all 48 minutes of a game. And then, when you look at the other guys, the guys that you would not really talk about, they're just as important. With Julian Champagnie, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Luke Cornett, these guys play their role so well for this team and have been so vital to their success because even during the stretch where the Spurs had Wembanyama coming off the bench on minutes restriction or when he sat out some games, they still find a way to win, and that's the sign of a really good team that's primed to win right now. Lastly, obviously, the main event. The reason this team's ceiling has no limits. I mean, Victor Wembanyama. What more can we say about this man? The man is 22 years old. He's in his third season, and he's already one of the greater talents we've seen in league history. And I know some people will watch his offensive game and say there's a lot of work to be done, and there is. But I think I thought about this. I thought about this yesterday while watching him play against the Knicks because he had good counting stats. The game that he played overall was all right. He had a lot of turnovers, but like offensively, I get it. Like he's not like this top 5 offensive player. I think, in my opinion, he's on the same level offensively as like a Carl Anthony Towns, and they have like some similarities in the fact that like they're very jump shot heavy. I think Cat is obviously stronger than him, but Cat plays weak sometimes offensively, and that's how it feels with Wembanyama. He's weak. He'll settle for some jump shots in the mid range, and yeah, he's taller than you, so he can shoot over you. But I think it's always better to see him closer to the rim, just finish those little layups, dunks, whatever. And then when he's hot from three, get it going, and he's unguardable, right? But to me, he's like a Cat level offensive player, but that's not the point. The point is he's a Cat level offensive talent with the best defensive impact we've probably ever seen. And I mean, the man is 22. Like, do we have to mention this man is 22 years old? He can continue to get stronger. And yeah, I don't think it's best for him to like bulk up crazy, but he can get a little stronger in the frame. And when he gets to that point where he's 25, 26 years old, who knows where his offensive game is at? The man is averaging like 24 and 12 with insane defensive metrics, and he still has so much room to get better. It's insane. It's insane what he does for this Spurs team. The fact that they have these perimeter guys with Wembanyama just waiting in the back, waiting for anything that comes his way, How do you score on this team at a high enough level for a 7 game series? It's going to be tough because think about it. You're dealing with Fox, you're dealing with Castle on the defensive end. You're dealing with these guys. Like, these guys are solid defenders. Vassell, Champagny, these guys are out there. They're not like liabilities on the defensive end. And then you get to the back and it's Wembanyama. And then if he sits, it's Luke Cornett, who's a really good rim protector. It's like, this is an insane team. And they're just getting started. And obviously, there's room for growth. There can always, decide to flip assets for a great player to bring on this team and whatever. But even if they kept the team as is, they're destined to be a title contender for years and years to come. I mean, this team is one of the youngest teams in the NBA. And I know the narrative with young teams a lot of the time is you got to pay your dues. And maybe this is the year that they pay their dues and they lose in the second round or something. But this team has a legitimate chance, a real possibility, to be holding up to Larry O'Brien and make Wembanyama one of the youngest players to lead his team to a championship in league history and really just get this whole Spurs Dynasty 2.0 kickstarted with a new era of guys and a fun era of guys. Not the old Spurs were great, obviously, great dynasty, legendary teams, but they never had this type of flair. And I guess that's just the personality of the guys they had. It's whatever. It's the personality to coach, everything like that. But they were still great. But this team has like that vibe. It's like they're fun, and it's like you could feel it. Like it's just a different energy with this team compared to the other Spurs teams of old. And they're gonna be around for a long time. And yeah, this team's dangerous. Not really much else to say. I mean, they're easily, I think, a top three team in the league. So yeah, the real chance the Spurs are holding up the trophy come the end of the season, and I can't wait to see in the playoff time when they get into matchups with maybe a Denver and an OKC, and we'll see where that goes. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been the checkup, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.